Hey guys, Paradise here, so we're back again with another investigation episode, and in this episode we're going to be covering the Canteen in depth and why you may not want to just eat the default food every time and dive into those custom platter dishes along with the food vouchers and the perks that come along with them. I would just like to quickly say, make sure that you put in the comments down below what you would like to see in next week's investigation video. It's really helpful to know what you guys want to see so I can make it for you. On top of that, if this video does help you, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you want more videos like this one. On top of all of that, you can follow me over on Twitch, the link will be in the description. I'm live streaming all the time. I'm over HR 100 now. We're doing viewer games, viewer carries, as well as just general tips and help and showcasing our builds and stuff like this, so make sure you come over on Twitch and follow me there. So let's jump right into this Canteen video. So you guys may or probably should know that every time you go out on a hunt you should be eating food from the Canteen, and if you aren't doing this you're missing out on huge buffs, damage increase, defense increase, health increase, stamina increase, all kinds of things that you're missing out on, so you definitely want to be doing this every single time. And I'm assuming that you guys are already doing this, therefore you're probably already familiar with the default menu in the Canteen by now, and you may also realise that over time a lot of the things in the default menu are changing, and I'm going to explain why this is and how you can control the buffs that you want in the best way possible. So in order to explain how the Canteen food works, we're going to have to break down each portion of what makes up a dish. This will include the meal effects, ingredients, ingredient effects, food skills, fresh ingredients, and the activation chance of the food skills. So first up we're going to have to talk about the ingredients, because that is how every meal is made. So there is 4 different types of ingredients. There is meat, fish, vegetables, and drinks or ales. It's important to know that when you start the game out, or at least throughout your progression of the game, you will have varying degrees of availability of each of these different types of ingredients, because you unlock them in multiple different ways, and there's so many ingredients that I couldn't possibly tell you how to unlock every single one in this video. It would be way too long, so if you're missing certain ingredients you may have to look that up online, or possibly wait for a future video where we go over how you can get those certain ingredients. So the ingredients are what make up the dish, and you can have up to 6 ingredients per dish. Every ingredient has a different type of food skill effect on it, and we will talk about these a little later on, but these are very important when making the food dish that you want to make. It's also important to know that by adding 1 ingredient to a food dish you will get a bonus 50 stamina just by eating that meal, and that is a maximum increase in stamina during your hunt, which is a very nice bonus and is quite strong when you compare it to something like a ration that you get in the supply box. You may have noticed or have been confused about how you get the health bonus on certain meals. This is all to do with fresh ingredients. These are the glowing ingredients in the lists that when you add them, they will add a maximum health increase to that food. The fresh ingredients will change every hunt. They can also be changed based upon what you gather in certain missions, to my understanding, and it's not always possible to have plus 50 health and plus 50 stamina on a meal that you specifically want with the buffs and food skills that you want on that meal, but this can be counteracted by things such as well done steaks and max potions. So now you know that the ingredients give you a stamina increase. If it is fresh ingredients you also get a health increase, but what does the different types of ingredients do? So the meat ingredients are what gives you an attack buff. 2 meats will give you attack small, 4 meats will give you attack medium, and 6 meats will give you attack large. The next ingredients are fish, and they will do respectively the same but for defense, and finally the vegetable ingredients will do respectively the same except for elemental defense. We do of course have the ales, but they are slightly different and we will look at them later because they work slightly differently to the other 3 ingredients. It's also very important to know that you can mix and match the different types of ingredients, so you could for example have 4 meats for attack medium and 2 fish for defense small. So now we understand the meal effects as well as the ingredient effect with the status effects of the different ingredients, but you may have noticed there are food skills, and these are what make the meals so important and what make custom meals super important. So as you can see on screen, every single ingredient has a different coloured logo next to it. This is what affects the buff that that particular ingredient chain gives you. The different colours spread across the different ingredients from meat to fish to vegetables, while ale is still slightly different and we'll jump into that in a second. But much the same as the different levels of attack, defense or elemental defense works by stacking ingredients, these different coloured ingredients, when you match them, will give you different perks. Each respective colour of perks have a name. It is courage, resilience, vigour, acumen, artillery, Perception, and Fortune. And while I won't go through each one of these individually, you can check them out yourselves in game, there are a few that are super important and are game changing in your hunts, which is why the Canteen is so important and the reason for this video. A couple that are a good example is the Courage second perk, which is the Feline Rider, making it easier to mount monsters. This is a great one if you are running a mounting build. There is also the Feline Moxie in the Resilience perk line, which prevents failing one time when your damage exceeds your remaining health, basically allowing you to tank a hit that would otherwise kill you. There is also the Acumen perk tree, which has the Feline Specialist, which is increased potency of abnormal status attacks, perfect for status inflicting builds. And then there are the Ale perks Perception and Fortune, Fortune including Lucky Cat at the end, which is increased number of quest rewards at the end of a quest, which is a huge buff for getting more loot at the end of a quest. So now you know why these food skills are so important and good, but how do we get them? So in order to get a skill that we want, much like how the status effects of the food work, we have to have either 2, 4 or 6 of a certain colour perk ingredient. This is why unlocking all of the ingredients is super important and helpful for having the perfect food that you want for your build, because in many instances if you wanted a certain type of food skill you would have to mix and match between meat, fish and vegetables, but if you had all of the meat unlocked you could have almost any type of food skill you want with attack large, much the same with fish, that you could have any food skill that you want with defense large, or with the vegetables ingredients you could have the same again with elemental up large. You may have noticed that you don't always get the food skills that you want on a dish when you click on it and buy it, and this is because the activation chance is tied to the fresh ingredients. The more fresh ingredients you have, the more stars will fill up in the activation chance of that dish. Now there is a workaround for this, which is why foods are so important in the game and making custom dishes are so important, and that is that you can use food vouchers to guarantee the activation chance of every single meal that you have. So let's use an example and say that you were about to do a one faint mission and you really weren't confident that you weren't going to die, so you could take the Feline Moxie perk from the Resilience tree, which is the turquoise coloured perk buff ingredients, and let's say that you, like me, had all of the ingredients for this specific one unlocked and you were an attack focused build and you like to really min-max your attack. So what you would do is select all of that certain type of ingredient of meat to get attack large. Because they are all the matching colour, you have 6 of them, you get the 6 unlocked food perk, which is the Feline Moxie. Then you could activate your food voucher if none of them were fresh ingredients to guarantee that you got Feline Moxie. It's also important to know that you can have multiple food skills from different ingredients lines at the same time. You could have 3 different 2-level perks, or you can have a 4-level perk and a 2-level perk, or 1 6-level perk. However, on top of that there are also daily skills that change every day that will fill any gaps in that food skill list. So for example, if you have Feline Moxie, then you still have 2 food skills in that dish, and those will become daily skills that change based on the day. I think it's time that we talk about the ale ingredients, because unlike the other 3 ingredients, the meat, the fish and the vegetables, the ale do not give any status increase. You get no attack, defense or elemental defense increases by using the ales, but the trade-off for this is definitely worth it, because the perks that the ales give are different from the other ingredients, the Fortune and Perception skill line, and what these can actually do is very powerful things to do with your loot and your zenny gains. They can give you increased times to carve, they can give you more quest rewards at the end, as well as more zenny rewards at the end. They're also good for gathering sets to increase the time between gathering respawns, as well as knockbacks when carving, and also research points at the end of a quest. So these ales are more about giving you more loot or more progress or more gathering, and not about giving you actual stat buffs. So now you guys understand that you need to unlock the ingredients, combine ingredients to gain different status effect and food skills, use fresh ingredients for the health buff and activation chance of your food skills. You can bypass these things by using max potions as well as food vouchers, and that you need to unlock the ingredients by doing different things in the game, but you can also get access to ingredients that you don't have by having someone else in your lobby that does have them, because then it will activate them for you while they are in your lobby. So once you have a good understanding of the canteen, you can make your custom food dishes much like I have, where I have a mount dish, I have a general survival dish, I have a feline moxie mix, I also have a loot set, a status plus set and a carve set, and these different custom dishes will make a huge impact to your gameplay and really make your life easier. Don't forget to use your food vouchers when you are using your own custom dishes that have no fresh ingredients. I really hope this video helps you guys out. Let me know in the comments if it helped you and what you want to see in next week's investigation video. I appreciate all you guys watching. I hope you will come over to Twitch. The link is in the description where I'll be live streaming. I live stream almost every day. Come and check it out. I'm over HR100. It's totally worth coming and asking any questions that you have, or just coming to hang out if you want to. I appreciate all you guys watching. I hope you will subscribe if you aren't subscribed already, and leave a like on this video if it did help you. Stay tuned for more Monster Hunter videos as well as other games, and I'll see you guys next time.